One of the things in World of Warcraft that I love is collecting. But over the years I've missed a lot, from old content to new, not aided by mostly playing Alliance characters. So today we're going to try and change that. Here is Kreete, our lone Tauren Druid, who will be our zone locked collector. In this challenge, he will try to 100% each zone he goes to, starting from the quiet plains of Mulgore. In each zone, we must 100% the zone if possible. This will be tracked through the add-on All the Things. There will be an exception to this rule, as not everything will be able to be collected, like class-locked items, or in Kreete's case, the Tauren Heritage Armor. Anything that is collectible at a higher level, we will return at a later time. Kreete will also be level locked, so he never out-levels the zones he is in until all of the zones of that level are completed. This will also be a solo journey, so no help from alts, guilds, or items like heirlooms. There may be minor exceptions to this, but we'll get to that later. The journey starts in Kalimdor, and we will stay here until each zone is completed before deciding which continent to go to next. Starting out, Kreete has very little to get here. Looking at the list, the only obtainable items are from the two quests, Rite of Strength and Stop the Thorncallers. In these videos we won't touch on the quests too much, unless it's something interesting or special, so for now, let's focus on leveling and getting out of here. Now we're level 6, we can leave Camp Narache behind, or so I thought, but we'll get to that. Now we are fully in Mulgore, we've got a lot more to do, so let's break it down. We've got the standard questing to do, where we can get Scorn's Hammer, Hawkeye Rifle, and the Worn Ceremonial Tomahawk. Looking at the rares, we've got Ghost Howl for a Demon Scarred Cloak, which actually starts a quest, Mazaranach for the Sleek Feather Tunic, that only has a 2.13% drop rate, the Rake for the Lion Fur Armor at a 2.33% drop rate. There is another rare that drops a cloak that is not available in personal loot, so we can't count that, even though I kept getting that rare. For this challenge, we're not going to be hunting for achievements unless it's in the zone and not too outlandish. This is because the achievement, To All the Squirrels I've Loved Before. It requires you to /love a load of different critters around the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. It started off easy when I found a gazelle and rabbit quite quickly. The prairie dog would come in time, but the other gazelle, no. I /loved so many, but it never ticked it off, and that put an end to achievements for me. We might revisit this, but for now, no achievements. Professions, I won't be focusing on it this time. I can only have 2, so it'd be a nightmare to try and jump between them. We might look at this later though. Now let's get onto those rares. The first time I found Mazaranach, I was level 11, and I'd continued to look for him for a while. 2 levels later, I found the Rake, and I got lucky. I got the drop on the first kill. Shortly later, I stumbled across Ghost Howl and was able to complete the quest easily. While doing my rounds, I did also find Sister Hatelash, so I killed her attempting to get the cloak, but that won't actually drop. I finished all the quests in Mulgore, which pushed me to level 15. Now I could focus on getting the rest of the items. At this point, as I forgot I didn't have my flying travel form until level 20, I did decide to just use a flying mount, just to get around a bit easier. That's only for like 5 levels. I killed Mazaranach again, and no drop of course. However, this is when I realised that I missed an item back at Camp Narache. The Bristleback Gun Thieves drop a dull blade at a 1.7% drop chance. Luckily, there were lots of these mobs to kill with fast respawns, so the dull blade was mine in no time. I killed both Mazaranach and Sister Hatelash again with no success. But to kill time, I thought it'd be a good idea to take leatherworking and skinning. This was short-lived after I skinned quite a few animals. While skinning though, I did take down both rares again, and again, with no luck. I carried on flying around collecting ore and herbs to... Oh, wait, you missed that. Yeah, I lost some footage. You didn't miss much though. While waiting for the rares to respawn, I went herbing and mining to kill some time. And when I did finally kill Mazaranach again, it actually dropped. I managed to finally get the Sleek Feather Tunic. I did attempt Sister Hatelash one final time, and I decided that it wouldn't drop in personal loot. In case you didn't know, personal loot only happens when you are on or around current level. This limits what items can drop depending on your class. When you're at least 10 levels above the required level, It then goes to Legacy Loot, which allows you to get items from the full loot table. This will be important later. But here, my journey in Mulgore comes to an end. I'm level 25 now. I might have carried on herbing and mining just for a little bit more, and maybe killing Sister Hate Lash again, and completely given up on the cloak. But now we must move on. Our only real option is to travel over to Durotar. This is because when we hit level 30, we need to head over to Orgrimmar. This will also conclude the starting zones for Kalimdor, which will set us up nicely for the rest of the adventure. So we end Mulgore at 99.02%. It's quite good for our first zone. Now we can catch the Flight Master to Orgrimmar and continue the journey.